neuroscience can help your sex life. We're going to tell you how. This is the Road to Happiness podcast. Thanks for joining us. We're your hosts, Josh and Cassie Spurlock. On this podcast, we talk about how neuroscience, how theology can impact your life, and we teach you how to learn to be truly happy.
Love it. Hey, we want to thank our sponsor, My Counselor Online, a leading provider of faith-based mental health and Christian counseling, for making this podcast possible for you and for us. I'm Josh Spurlock, certified sex therapist, and we are talking about sex in this series. It's based on our new book, Feeling Sexy, where we take the thousands of hours of sex therapy that I have done and consolidate the learnings from the field, from neuroscience, as a Christian sex therapist, from the scriptures, into a book to help you in the bedroom. And in this podcast, we get to get really nerdy. I love it. Come nerd out with us, because it's really going to empower you in the bedroom.
It's very practical.
Oh, very practical. Neuroscience is sometimes very practical.
We're going to make it practical today.
This is super practical. It's got a cool nerdy name though, polyvagal theory, right? That's pretty good and nerdy, right?
It's pretty good.
So there's a researcher who spent a lot of time, like studying rats, but then also humans, named Stephen Porges, and he understood, or came to understand, some really cool things about how Jesus designed our nervous system, specifically around a nervous system states, 3 of them, that we are continuously in one of the 3. So at any given point in time in your day, right now, as you're listening to this, you're in one of these 3 states. And one of the 3 states is where really great, amazing sex happens. And the other 2 are not very sexy.
Not so
much. And so understanding your nervous system state is actually really helpful for cultivating a really robust and fun sex life. Because if you are not in the right state, and I'm not just talking about being in the mood, the being in the mood happens in this state. And if you're not in this state, then you're probably not going to be in the mood, which could be explaining why you're not in the mood or don't find yourself in the mood. So, all right. Ready?
I'm ready.
So,
the first state.
Hit it.
The first state. And we like to think of these as maybe like a stoplight.
Mm-hmm.
We think that's really easy, and it can be really empowering for you to quickly understand and quickly share with your spouse to communicate. So the first state is Ventral Vagal state. It's green, and it means go. It means grow. It's peace. It's joy. It's everything's going well. Everything's going smooth. You feel open to connecting. It's a lovely state where the fireworks happen.
It is. So this idea of vagal is the vagus nerve is what we're talking about. It's the 10th cranial nerve that comes out of your skull, and it regulates things like your heart rate and your breathing, and it trails its way down to your guts and your intestines, and it is influential in your mood. It comes and traces up along your face and influences the kind of eye movement around your eyes and corners of your lips, the way your face communicates emotion, and your face communicates relational openness to engage. And so this nerve system, the vagal nerve system, kind of has a lot of control around our sense of safety and how it is that we respond in the world. And green means safe. Like that when you're in a ventral vagal state, the body feels safe. Now, this is super important to understand that how your body feels and whether your body feels safe is independent of whether or not your body is safe.
Yes.
That is, you can feel safe and not be safe. you can feel not safe and be actually safe. So our feelings of safety are influenced by our context, but they're actually independent of our context. So a great picture for safe comes from like Bambi. It's true. You ever watch Bambi?
Did you ever watch Bambi?
I watched Bambi when I was a wee little boy. So if you watch deer or you watch Bambi, when deer are in a ventral vagal state, they are relaxed, their heads down, they're eating, they're grazing, they're mating, things that happy deer do when they're in a green ventral vagal state. But then if something happens that spooks the nervous system, whether or not it's actually dangerous or just sounds like or smells like something dangerous, the nervous system goes into alert. And the ventral vagal state that goes along with alert is sympathetic activation. It's our body's fight or flight mode. We call it yellow in our green, yellow, red stoplight kind of picture. And it's when the nervous system doesn't feel safe. And so we go into fight or we go into flight, but we do not feel sexy.
Yeah,
and
we're
not in mating mood in that. Like, that is not the nervous system state. And this is super important because it's the stress state. When you are stressed out, what's happening in your nervous system is sympathetic activation. That there are threats that are emotional, psychological, or physical that have your body on alert, and you experience that as stress. So you're feeling stressed. I'm stressed out. Well, what is that about? Why are you stressed? When we dig into it, there's a threat of some sort that you are sensing and trying to avoid, and that creates that stress response in your body.
And it can be anything in life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't have to be related to your spouse. It
Totally.
can be your kids are coming home and they're screaming, and that's stressful. It can be you thought something was going to arrive today and it didn't, and now you're scrambling to try to figure out what you need to do from here. It can just be so many things that get us into this state.
And for some folks, life has been really stressful for a long time, and you've been in this chronic state of sympathetic activation, and you have like adrenal fatigue, and you got all sorts of other maybe sleep difficulties, maybe you have sickness. Like, sometimes we get stuck in this place of sympathetic activation, and we're like, I haven't felt like in the mood, I haven't felt like a desire to connect with my
Since
spouse.
our last child was born.
Or something like that. And that maybe seems like hyperbole, but it's probably true for you. Like, if you are in this nervous system state, that's not where desire kicks in. When you're in fight or flight mode, you're not thinking about sex. Like, that's not where the mind goes. That's not where the body goes.
In fact, I don't know if you've ever been in this mode and your spouse tries to initiate sex with you, and it can almost be like offensive. It feels so wild. It feels so like, how could you even be thinking about that? Or get away from me, or all these things. And part of what we're getting at is just our ability to recognize the state that we're in is so powerful and impactful, not just for us to know the state for ourselves and grow in that state, but just to be able to say to our spouse, hey, I see that you're trying to connect with me, and I appreciate that. Right now I'm in yellow. And it gives us an opportunity to make sure that they know that that's not about them, and gives them the opportunity to support us. We can ask for, hey, I'm in yellow, but what would be really helpful to me is if this could happen, or I need this time, or I need whatever. So it just gives us a lot of power and a lot of intimacy with our spouse in just being able to share that.
So I'm not saying that you can't have sex if you're sympathetically activated.
You're
Like,
capable.
the body is capable,
Yes.
and you probably have connected sexually even when you were sympathetically activated. Especially you don't understand this and know these things about your body. You just are, maybe you're going through the motions and you're being supportive of your spouse, or you're being in that space, but you're not into it, but you're going through the motions of it. We're not judging that. I'm not criticizing that. I'm just saying that that's not where you're going to enjoy sex. And if you don't enjoy sex, you're not going to desire sex, and you're never going to have an amazing sex life. And so this information about how your nervous system works empowers you to understand how to create the conditions where you can actually really enjoy sex in a way it cultivates a really vibrant sex life, and equips you with language for discussing what's happening with you with your spouse in a way that allows you to be teammates in navigating life, including the things that stress us out, and including cultivating a context for a really vibrant sex life, so you guys can work together in this. It's where this information is super duper helpful. Let's talk about red, right? We said green, we said yellow, we said red. What is red? So red is what Stephen Porges called dorsal vagal shutdown. Right? This is the hard stop of the body. Right? This is where, when we have been in a sympathetically activated state for a chronically long period of time, and we lose hope that things can be different, and we start to get depressed, we start to shut down, because it's an adaptive thing. If there's nothing that you can do to change, you can't fight, or you can't fight your way out of this. The only thing to do is to curl up in a ball and preserve energy and hope the world changes outside. And so it can look like that, or the more funny forms of it you've seen in the videos on TikTok.
Yes, this is how I remember this nervous system state.
You ever watched like the jump scares, or on the roller coaster rides, right? Where people are like, ah, and then they pass out, and then like, ah, and then they pass out, and that's an extreme dorsal vagal response, where the body just passes out, blacks out, shuts down, because it's so terrified, and there's nothing that the brain has determined that there's nothing that we can do. I can't fight my way out or flight my way out of the situation. So the only thing to do is to play possum and to like go dead in that and pass out. And so dorsal vagal shutdown can look like that in extreme situations where you just kind of black out and completely collapse. Dorsal vagal collapse, we'll call that. But more commonly, what we experience is in the chronic exposure and just the depressive shutdown that we get when we're just overwhelmed and we just numb out.
Yeah, go blank.
And it is along all of these things are along a continuum. So it's not like it always looks like this, but it's a continuum of, could just be, I'm overwhelmed today, and we reach that shutdown point. Right? Or just like, maybe we turn to doom scrolling or watching TV or a bottle of wine or something to kind of just numb out, because we're hit our limit. We got none left. And that overwhelm puts us into a dorsal vagal and a shutdown place. We're in red, which, needless to say, is not a very sexy place to be, right?
Yeah.
When you're in dorsal vagal shutdown, like, you are not all there, right? You're definitely not attuned to your body, feeling sexy, and wanting to pursue and engage.
Yeah, or you don't have the ability to connect with your partner.
Yeah, you just don't. You have the ability to stay connected to your own experience. In your body, you disconnect because it's overwhelming to you. So at any given point in time, your nervous system is in one of these states, and somewhere along the continuum of that state. So just take a moment right now.
Do it right now.
Take a deep breath. Slow down. Notice. What do you feel inside? Is it calm? Are you at peace? Do you feel alive to yourself and the world around you? Do you feel open? Do you feel friendly? Do you feel connected to yourself and open to connection with others? Or does it feel tense? Do you feel that tension in your stomach, in your shoulders, in your neck, in your face, in your chest? Does it feel frantic? Or does it just feel numb, disconnected, overwhelmed, shut down? Are you in green, yellow, or red? Whatever place you find yourself in is okay. It's really, God gave you these different states, and they all have their own purpose and role in place. It's not that they're evil or bad or wrong, or that you're wrong or bad or messed up, whatever place you find yourself in. But God desires for you to live in green, for that to be your homeostasis, for you to live in a place of peace and joy and satisfaction in life with hope for the future. It's what we call true happiness. What Jesus speaks of when he says, I came that might have life and have it to the fullest, or abundant life. And that's where a really abundant sex life lives as well. And this information of being able to attune to your nervous system and notice where you're at equips you to get curious about what it is you need in order to get back to green. Not just for your sex life. We're talking about your sex life here in this episode, and we're talking about the implications of this for your sex life in this book. But this knowledge is power for every aspect of your life. Like, it really equips you to notice the shifts that happen in your body and the circumstances that cause those shifts, and to develop the skills for caring for yourself in a way that helps you return back to green. For your benefit, for your spouse's benefit, for your kids' benefit, for their coworkers' benefit, like, so you can experience abundant life, and out of the overflow of that, have all the people that you touch experience the benefit of that also. This is what Jesus wants for you. So we want you to have a super amazing sex life. And we know that it's in this green space that happens. And so learning how to shift into that green space and lean into the things that shift you into that lets you set the table for a really fun, robust sex life. But the benefits go a lot further than that.
For sure. Yeah. And when you find yourself in yellow or you find yourself in red, there's a good reason for it.
Mm-hmm.
So get curious about that reason. Invite your spouse in to get curious with you. We co-regulate. Our nervous system is designed to regulate with another person. So you don't have to face this alone.
And you shouldn't. That God designed us to bear one another's burdens, and that regulation that helps us metabolize the hard things in life and return back to peace, return back to the green, is a team effort. It's a community effort. It's a body of Christ effort. So we need one another in order to be healthy and be whole. So excited about this chapter in this episode, because when you grasp it and get a hold of it, it'll change your life in every domain of your life. And it will really help you understand yourself and why you feel the way that you feel and the way that you show up the way that you show up in all different contexts within your life. And when you can lean in with curious compassion or compassionate curiosity and not just judge where you're at, but wonder about what the story is, because it makes sense. Like Cassie said, whatever place you find yourself in, you're there for a reason, and it has a story. It may not be apparent to you at the moment what that is, because sometimes the nervous system is responding to something from the past that it's being reminded of in the present. And when you look around, you may not see the cause in your present because it may not be in your present. It may be in your past.
That actually happens a lot.
A whole lot. It's a protective thing. It's not a bug in the system. It's actually a feature. Jesus wired this protective system in us that remembers past threats and tries to protect us from them in the future. And one of the ways it protects us from them in the present is it shifts our body into the sympathetic activation. It prepares us to fight or flight from emotional threats or physical threats. The brain really doesn't differentiate between the two. And so the brain, your body, is trying to protect you by shifting you into this state, right? And so we want to thank Jesus for that, because it enables us to survive. It enables us to be able to navigate the challenging things in life. And we want to understand what it means so that we can provide what it is our body needs in order to feel safe again. Because safe is sexy. When our nervous system feels safe, we have the space and the freedom to feel sexy and to really enjoy our sex life.
Yeah, it's good. It's exciting. So much that we can understand and grow in little by little and more deeply experience the abundant life God has for us.
Hey, that's what we got for you. That's our super sexy neuroscience. I hope you enjoyed nerding out about it as much as I enjoy nerding out about it. And I hope you can see the potential that it has for empowering you in your life, all the areas of your life, and in your sex life. Want to learn more? This is the new book, Feeling Sexy. Chapter 5 is what we were talking about today. Thanks for hanging out with us, being a part of this community. We do this for you because we care about you, and we want to see you experience the true happiness that Jesus designed you for. We'll see you back here again soon.